Okay, boys and girls, here we are again, back at Munro Live, and today what we're going to be doing is scrapping out. As you've probably seen, there's lots of stuff here at Munro Associates. We are now packed to the gills, and it's time for house cleaning. And one of the things that's going to be going is this product right here. This is the Chevy Bolt, and actually this was the third car that we took apart that was an electrified vehicle. This product in its day looked like it had potential. The one thing that was key or was cool about it was that, and by the way, here's the little deed here. We got this in 2017. Anyway, what was cool about this was General Motors knew that they couldn't make a car like this by themselves. So what they did was they handed over the whole job to LG. And LG is a very good company that makes batteries, but makes quite a bit of other stuff as well, including their own inverters, converters, controllers, and everything else. So what I want to do is send this thing off, as soon as I can, but I thought maybe it might be a good idea to talk about some of the little things that they did that were worthwhile. So let's go over here into what we now call a frunk and have a look at something that was cool in its day. See the little cross car beam right down there? That's called a cradle, and the cradle is made out of die casting. This is a low pressure die casting, which means that it isn't quite as strong as what Tesla has, but still in all, it's a die casting. And we thought that's pretty nice. That was a pretty cool thing in its day. But then you look over here and you see, oh my God, look at all of those fuses. And Tesla has none of those types of fuses anywhere in their whole product. Again, though, that you have to kind of say, well, maybe maybe this would have been a great car for the general buying public. But at the end of the day, what killed it was a lot of this. You've all seen the A-frame that shows how much more cabling this has than the Model 3. If they would have gone back, if LG or maybe GM would have gone back and looked at some of the benchmarked, I guess, some of the different product processes that were being done at Tesla, maybe they wouldn't have done things quite the same way. So if we go over here, these are the pictures we took a long time ago of what went on inside the vehicle. So I was just talking about how much extra cabling there is. You remember how clean and clear the Tesla was. That's the battery pack there. And then you look at this and you go, oh my God. The other thing that was kind of bad, I guess, is because they used an existing platform, everything had to be kind of shoehorned in together. And so consequently, they didn't get the full effect of what could have happened if they would have designed it as a ground up or brand new design or clean sheet, whatever you want to call it, kind of product. We were interested in this. This was a different type of cooling system than we'd seen before, that big plate. Since then, we found other companies have done it. It was a good idea in its day again. Down here you can see the inverter, the converter, the DC-DC converter, I should say. Power distribution module, all kinds of different things that were in its day kind of big stuff. You'll notice down there on the IGBTs, we did do a small diagram that described what was going on, but you can see they look vastly different than what Tesla has, or anybody else for that matter now. The front module was where pretty much everything was going on. And you can see that it was quite tight. There was a lot of packaging issues with this. They had a gigantic radiator that was probably bigger than what they would have needed had they gone and used other ways of getting the job done. But again, for a product that had to be shoehorned into an existing platform, they did a pretty good job. The electric motor, we still have the electric motor. We'll keep it because of the one feature that we really liked, which is right here, the hairpin design. We don't know why Tesla hasn't copied that. You get a better efficiency out of it, but it is what it is. We also looked at the bearings. We looked at the gears. There was a lot of things that in its day made this a pretty good investment. Now, I'm going to show you one other thing that I thought was kind of cool. And it's another die casting. This one's high pressure. So if you look at this and you say, wow, I wonder why they didn't carry this on and, you know, make a great big giant one. The answer is, I don't know. I really don't know why they didn't think if I can make this type of a part out of it and I can use something for my my cradle in the front, why can't I just use the whole thing? Why can't I just make it the whole thing out of a big casting like Tesla's doing now? So General Motors was on the right track, or at least some of their engineers were, but unfortunately it didn't really work out well for GM. The problem is that it just wasn't appealing. It did the same thing as the BMW i3. It was an ugly little car, and that's not what everybody was looking for. Well, what people were looking for was something like the Model 3, something that would be stylish and would say, hey, I've arrived. I'm an EV kind of guy, or whatever. So this thing is all going to be scrapped out. You'll see all the pieces going into a big bucket here shortly, along with medical devices, engines, parts, transmission parts, actually an entire transmission. Unbelievable amounts of stuff that we just don't need anymore. We can't really resell some of these things because of litigation reasons and whatnot, but hey, we just scrap it out and make room for what's coming next. And what's coming next, as you all know, is the Mach-E. We're probably going to be doing a couple more other vehicles maybe soon. Some of them are probably going to be done in secret because there's some folks that want to have their product redesigned for cost and weight reduction, quality improvements, and definitely labor and assembly improvements. So stay tuned, and you'll be able to see a lot more when we start throwing things into the big bins for scrapping. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in to Munro Live. Bye now.